Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hillary, and if you are new here and don't know anything about my channel, I am a psychic medium as well as a spiritual mentor and a podcast host. What I do here on my YouTube channel is I do a lot of crime and paranormal cases, and I give my psychic impressions on these cases to provide answers and clarification as well as closure to anyone who has questions. My goal for these cases is not to solve the cases. My goal is to give the victim a voice as well as give them some justice because they didn't get any, when they were here on Earth. So that's pretty much what I do on my channel. I am also a published artist. I have oracle decks that have been, one oracle deck so far called Crime Time Oracle that has been published, and you can buy that on my Etsy store. I have another one coming out actually this week, and I have more coming in the future. But right now, today, we're going to be doing another reading, and this reading was highly requested actually by a lot of my subscribers, but also requested from my podcast host, who is also a psychic medium. Her name is Kayla, and she actually really wanted me to do this reading because this victim of this crime really likes to get her voice out. I just want to say that now. It's really, really important to her and for her to get her voice out. So let's just get right into the case we are doing today. If you could subscribe and hit the bell notifications if you're interested in my content, then you will know when I upload new videos next. Okay, so today's case is going to be on Shan'ann Watts. This is a very well-known case. A lot of people have been just shocked with this case particularly. I have as well, and this case is just it's just devastating to say the least. I actually went in and I did channel Shan'ann Watts. I did connect with her, and it was a intense reading. I just want to say that. But to start off, I'm going to tell you guys the actual story, a little bit on what happened and what's going on. If you don't know anything about this case, it's very, very disturbing, okay? So if, you don't really want to hear, there's not like much gore or anything in it, but it is extremely disturbing as it is a mother and her small children that this happened to. If you are not interested in that, then I suggest you click out. And also if you're not interested in psychic mediums, I also suggest you click out of the video. But we're just gonna get right into the case. I always have a script, especially when I'm channeling a spirit. I always write down, like I do automatic writing. So I write down what they are saying because the information comes into me so fast. I explain it in my other videos, especially when I do connect with the spirit. I'm not getting the information from my spirit guides. It's usually very, very fast information. So I do automatic writing and I write down my script because there's no way in heck I'm going to remember everything. Okay. So we're gonna get right into what happened. So Chris, Shannyn, Bella, and Celeste, which were the daughters, Watts, lived in Frederick, Colorado, in a lovely 5-bedroom home. Shannyn was pregnant. Chris worked for a large oil company in the area, and Shannyn had worked her way up to in a Thrive multi-level marketing company to the point of earning trips and even having her car paid for. Because of her work, much of her life was on Facebook, and she appeared to have a happy family. On the morning of August 13, 2018, her friend Nicole Atkinson dropped her off at home at around 2 a.m. after being on a trip together and told Shannyn to let her know if she needed help going to her OBGYN appointment at 9 a.m., expecting to hear from her in a few hours. When Shannyn didn't text the next morning and Nicole couldn't reach her, she became concerned. Nicole went to Shannyn's house where she had the entry code, but the top latch was in place, which was unusual. She then noticed Shannyn's car still in the garage and the flip-flops she wore every day inside the entryway of her home. She then contacted her OBGYN and learned that she had missed her appointment as well. She called Chris, her husband, who told her not to contact police and to leave the house. Nicole contacted another friend who was on the Arizona trip as well as Shannyn's mother and decided to reach out to the police anyway. So thankfully she did, because this would trigger a series of events that would ultimately lead to Chris Watts confessing. A few days later, that he had buried Shannyn in a shallow grave at one of the work sites and then dumped Bella and Celeste in one of the oil tanks side by side. It's disgusting. At the time, he attempted to blame Shannyn for the death of the girls, but would ultimately admit to all of their murders. His sentencing was on November 6th of last year, which was aired publicly and was the first time that the details of the autopsy reports were revealed. Okay, so we're gonna get right into my reading. So I connect with Shannyn, and at first she seems a bit hesitant to speak with me, but she opens up faster than as I explained to her what this was for. And I tell her it's from my YouTube channel, and she is then willing to talk. So I then astral project to a beautiful house where she shows me her and the girls, and she says that they are happily living there. We stroll around her house, and she shows me inside of her house as well. So I tell you guys a lot that I do astral project quite a bit when I'm channeling spirits. Know that when they are on a higher dimension, I do talk about dimensions in another video, but there is spirit, we ascend to higher dimensions after we pass away. So when they are earthbound, I don't actually astral project, but when they are in higher dimensions, I will astral project to them. So that is what happened with Shannyn. So we are then sitting on a white table in her house, looking out a big window at endless amounts of fields and flowers, where Cece, her daughter, and Bella, her daughter, and Nico. So that Nico is the little boy that she was actually pregnant with at the time when she passed away. So sad. And they are playing and laughing in the flowers. So I look back at Shannyn, who is sitting across from me, and then suddenly Bella, Cece, and Nico are beside her. So Shannyn then says to me, oh, I also added that their faces were blank. So the kids' faces were blank, Shannyn's weren't. And what I found really strange about this reading as well this time, you guys, is that I've never had this before, but when I was speaking to Shannyn, her face was there, and then when I spoke to her children, her faces would appear. So that's also another manifestation thing that they do. And I thought that was really weird because that was my first time ever experiencing that, actually. So Shannyn says to me, we are so happy here, and the kids play freely and laugh all the time. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Chris never wanted them, and he never wanted the life that we had. She says, I understand now that I'm over here, that he could only fake for so long, and that the Chris I thought I knew was not actually the actual Chris at all. And then I said, clearly not. I'm so sorry. Shannyn says, I can't tell you what happened to the girls, but maybe they can. But I can tell you what happened to me. Chris was acting different days before it happened. He was ignoring me and the girls, which he never did. He didn't care about the pregnancy, where in my other ones he did care. I could feel something was off, and I could feel him pulling away. I really began to freak out when I went on this holiday, and things were really weird with him. We were arguing a lot. My friend and I left early, and I was telling my friend as well that something was off, and I was upset. And I said to her, were the girls with you? She said, no, not at this time. They were with Chris and Chris's mother. She then said, I knew it was ending between Chris and I. I said, can you tell me what happened the day that it happened? She said, I was tired the day because we were, I was pregnant and we were on that holiday, and I was just exhausted from everything. And then he woke me up in the early hours of the morning and said, we had to talk about something. I was still half asleep, trying to wake up and ask him what the heck was going on. And I had this really doom feeling that something wasn't right. I was exhausted from the pregnancy and the trip, and I just wanted to sleep. I was only asleep a few hours at this point. He said he wasn't happy, and like nothing was going to get in the way of his happiness and his life. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Like I try not to say judgments and stuff. But this guy, like he makes me so angry. He's just evil. She said, he told me he didn't want the baby, and I told him, well, it's too late, as I am already 15 weeks pregnant. It happened fast because all of a sudden his knee was on my chest, and I felt myself getting weaker, and when I looked to the left of the doorway, I seen her. I said, seen who? She then shows me a vision of the door that she was seeing when she was being suffocated. And she shows me a lady standing there at the door, just watching. I am going to say right now, you guys, that I pick up, and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying what she is showing me, okay? And I also have to say in all my videos that these videos are for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. But it is the girlfriend, okay? The girlfriend that he was cheating on Shannyn with, that he was saying that he wanted to have a life with her and that he wasn't gonna let Shannyn get in the way. That's who she's seen standing at the door. She then says, her, and she points to her. She says, I felt myself slipping, and then I was looking down at my body, and that's when I got worried about Cece and Bella. Not that I didn't try to fight him. I want you to know that I did. I just didn't get the chance. I said, oh my God. She said, I knew though when they were all of a sudden beside me, but at this point I finally got to hold little Nico. Okay, so she says, I seen him put my body in the van along with the girls, and it's all I remember. But what also hurt is seeing my mother-in-law, and then I heard Cindy or Sandy, okay, I'm not sure if that's her mother-in-law's name, but that's what I heard. She said she heard that she didn't actually love Shannyn. This is something that apparently was really bugging Shannyn after she passed away, because she says we were close and it hurt to see her talk so bad about me. I said, I'm sorry, I am so sorry. Did the girls get hurt after or before you? She said after. He was jealous of my success, my work, and my business. He couldn't handle being in the background. He made good money, but he didn't want me to be successful because it made him feel small. And pardon my language, but I said, what a piece of, okay, you guys get what I said. She said, I wasn't a perfect mom, but I love my girls so much, and he's getting what he deserves in that prison. My girls and Nico did not deserve to have their lives taken that early. They did not deserve to have their lives ended, but we are here together now. And then I asked her, do you think you guys, will you or them reincarnate? And she said, no. Well, maybe, but for now, no. So I then turned to Bella, the little girl, and I say, Bella, do you want to say anything, dear? She nods her head and she says, my daddy was mean. He told us we were going to Disney World. I asked him where is mommy when he put me and Cece in the truck, but he kept driving. He wouldn't answer me and I was scared. He wasn't my real daddy. He was mean and wouldn't talk, but he just kept driving. He wouldn't answer me. And I said, where is mommy? He wouldn't answer. I didn't understand. I couldn't breathe. Why, daddy? Please don't hurt Cece. I couldn't protect her. I tried. He used my shirt to choke Cece. So, sorry, it's graphic, you guys, but she says, then we were with my mommy and our brother. I miss trips with my grandma, and I visit my grandma a lot, and me and Cece talk to her. Shannyn then says, yes, my mom was hurt the most. I stayed for a while and comforted her. She could feel me and the girls around her, and she still does, but she doesn't as much now as we have ascended into higher dimensions. But we still are there with her, and sometimes we love her. Tell her we love her. I said, okay, I will try, and thank you, Shannyn, for taking the time to talk with me. Thank you, Bella and Cece. And then all of a sudden, Nico reappears, and I put, he's so cute. He has brown hair and beautiful brown eyes. And then that was it. The reading was over. I know it's very strange. It's very random. Trust me, I know. I feel the same way when I'm doing the readings, but spirit are very like matter of fact. They appear and then they just disappear. And then I just sort of come out of my meditation. Awful, awful, disgusting, disturbing case. And I just can't, I didn't want to do this one. I don't want to do any of them. I say that all the time because they're just, but I do it because I like to, like I said, I like to be a voice for these victims. That is it, you guys, for today's reading. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you have a wonderful night, and bye.